can you please talk about Connor Bedard and Adam Fantilli, because they both had hat tricks over the weekend, and there was some debate on Twitter whether it mattered. Oh my God, they're showing they've already arrived, or oh come on, they're against inferior competition. It doesn't matter. So I'm curious what your take is on the standout performance of both prospects over the weekend.
Well, I will point out that when it came to the prospect tournament, very few teams had actual goalies that are worth even keeping an eye on. So there were some ECHL goalies getting scored on, or guys who are maybe just long-term AHL backups. But you still are playing against some quality competition, and seeing Connor Bedard go out there and unleash that wrist shot we know he's capable of. This guy looks like he's still playing at the World Juniors. Like it looked ridiculous. When it came to Fantilli, he was just so dominant with Columbus. And I looked at the top standouts for the rookie tournaments. I didn't actually include him because Jordan Dumais was just a little bit better. But for Fantilli to go in there and just make such an impact and throw the body around and just be this presence we know he could be, they lived up to expectations early. Again, we're talking about prospect tournaments, but I think that we know they're both the real deal. And when it comes to Bedard and what he could be able to do this year, I was kind of going a little lower on him. I was thinking almost 70 points. I'm going. Well, I purposely decided, okay, I put a notification on my phone this morning. I'm like, I'm going to think of the first number that comes to my mind, and that's what I'm going to stick with. Connor Bedard's going to get 80 points this year. I just think, having a guy like Taylor Hall as a mentor is going to be a good thing. I think that, again, I do like the fact that Seth Jones is going to be passing him. Bedard can create so much. I want to buy high on him in this time. I usually buy low, knowing the prospects can be really tough rookies can be really tough to value. But I think Bedard's going to hit 80 this year. When it comes to Fantilli, I said earlier in a couple episodes ago, like if he's even hitting 35, 40 points, I'm not considering that like a disappointment, just because, again, we know how hard it is to score. And Columbus is going to be a better team, which means ice time might be a little harder for Fantilli to get in all situations, especially early. But I'm thinking 52 with him. Columbus is a team that it'll be interesting to see how they react with a new coach. And I think that could really spice things up, and they might, let's see how the players respond. Obviously, 0 games played under Mike Babcock, so it's not like you could say they're playing any better or any worse. But when it comes to with what Fantilli is going to do, I like the options that he's going to be able to play with this year, more so than if maybe he was playing with Anaheim had he got picked there. So I'd say, I'm looking to have him get 52 points this year.
Okay, yeah, I think those projections are very consistent with what I've had. I had Fantilli in the 50 range because I'm confident he's going to have that big role, just because that's sort of what the team indicated the night that they drafted him. And Bedard, I had him 80 all summer, but now I'm kind of wondering about 90 even. And I'm not one to overhype a rookie, but at the same time, Austin Matthews scored 40 as a rookie, and we know how similar that release is for Connor Bedard. And just seeing how far he scored on one of those wrist shots over the weekend, he was like the top of the circle, bad angle, and he got like full power on that shot. It was just remarkable. So he is going to be able to create offense on his own. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Is he a 90-point player? I'm not sure.
No, I can't. We're still talking about the Chicago Blackhawks here,
yes,
right?
That's right. So
we are talking about the Blackhawks, so we got to be a bit more safe on this one. But I think the thing with Bedard was he actually had a lot of experience because he was scoring all those goals on Colton Ellis on the St. Louis Blues, and that's a goal he actually knows very well. And they trained together, and the story went that Ellis never let in a goal from Bedard, and then I guess he took that personally because those are 3 goals, and it was a 4-point. It was not the best single game performance. It does go to Jordan Dumais, who had 6 points in that same game that Fantilli had 5 in. So. Again, a 10-7 game where those guys get a lot of points kind of shows you maybe it wasn't the greatest competition, but I enjoyed it, and I'm happy with that.